Hello everyone. So today we are going to be going over some mods to make Minecraft look, well, much better than it does, by default. And, so, without really, like, changing all that much, just, and upscaling the vanilla textures, or, like, we're not gonna be doing any like full block overhauls. We're not gonna be doing like actions and stuff. So, uh, there are a few texture packs and mods I want to show that just make the game look better without really changing all that much. And yeah, also some like sound features and other stuff and like animations and ambient effects and particles, and we'll be going over all of that, and these are like my must-have mods. Alright, so the first mod I'll show is atmospherics, and you can see that, well, my sky, it's kind of pink. And that's because of the atmospherics mod. Basically adds biome-based fog. Now you'll notice it doesn't completely change like everything, but that's not because of default. Basically, I'm using a texture pack called Chase the Skies to make sunsets look better, and for some reason it has like compatibility issues, but I actually like that, so I can get like a vanilla sky and then some colored fog per biome, which looks really nice. And let's check like a few other biomes. Like let's do like a jungle. Yeah. And it's just gonna pop up. Yep. And yeah, here we go. So we're at the jungle, and if you'll look around, look, we got some green fog, and you see these like wind particles all around. Yeah, like that, like that. That is called That's a mod called Windy, and it's super cool. Now, I'm also using, and the mod I'm using for clouds is Better Clouds, and it also adds to, like, atmospherics, because the clouds are, like, the same color as the fog, and it looks super cool. And, what else? So Minecraft already has falling leaves, and I think that they could be a little better. And that's where Falling Leaves Plus comes in. And if you'll see the sunsets, and if you'll see the sunset, look, there's the Chase the Skies mod coming in action. And that sun texture also comes from Atmospherics. And basically, yeah, so the sunsets look a lot better and more saturated. So that's the Chase the Skies resource pack, and it looks super cool. Now it has one dependency mod called Skyboxify. It won't really do anything. And yeah, I think that these are just some really cool mods to enhance like ambient effects. Now there's one more thing. So if I go back to that cherry biome, and oops, got me utils. And yeah, so if we go back there, game mode, spectator, and if we go back up, you'll notice that there is another portal here, and it looks a bit different. Now that is because of the light leak texture pack. So light leak basically makes all the light blocks look better. Now so it does like torches and lanterns and fire, and yeah, so like the fire looks super good. And let's go to the lava. Now, so it does make lava look better, but I don't know, it's not working for me. I think that just might be because of a texture pack I'm using, but that doesn't matter to me. The nether looks very bland and boring usually, but if we try to find a lava lake, which for some reason I cannot find it, but I'll show you some other features of light leak, like let's try to find like a magma block. I can't seem to find. All right, we'll just go to spectator, and we'll try to find like a lava lake. Yeah, this should be good. Alright, so if we go game mode, creative, and you'll notice there are some little particles coming out that are like, they kind of have like bloom and they're like glowing, and there are also like bubbles that are like spouting. So those little particles over there, those are from the Benny Gamers Enhanced Visuals texture pack, and the little popping bubbles, those are from the particular mod, which also adds like water water splashes and cave dust, and it's super cool. And yeah, so those are some really cool ambient mods. Now let's move on to some other stuff. Alright, so now we're back in the overworld, and you may notice that my footsteps, they sound kind of different. And that's because I'm using the Presence Footsteps mod. It adds like different sounds to different blocks you're like stepping on. And you'll notice that my dripstone is 3D. That's because of the Vanilla Tweaks resource pack. I'm using a few options for that. And you'll notice that, look over here, there's some dirt, but it doesn't look quite, vanilla. I mean, it does, but it looks vanilla plus. That's because I'm using Mossy's Better Dirt, and you'll notice it's like connected to the stone, and that's because I'm using connected paths, and these ores, they're glowing, and yeah, look, there was a little shimmer. That's because of the glowing ores resource pack that I use. It's called Animated Ore Plus. Oh, and this is super cool. So there's a pack called Drody's Illagers I use, and look at the witchery model. Like, look at that. It's so cool. Anyway, we'll get more onto mob soon. We'll see, like, look at those diamonds. And yeah, so we'll go into mob soon. But anyway, let's just go up to the surface. Oh wait, and there's one more thing look, I wanted to show. Let's like hit the switch. Let's hit the switch. Hear that? It was an echo. That's from the Sound Physics Remastered mod. It adds reverb to like caves and open areas where it would be. Now, I think that's super cool. And yeah. And you'll also notice like the cool Nether portal texture from Light Leak, not very related, but you know. And anyway, let's go up, and then you'll see there are some flowers. That is from the Simple Grass Flowers resource pack. Now, usually Simple Grass Flowers isn't compatible with Mossy's Better Dirt, but so somebody made a pack called Blooming Ground Fusion, and thanks a lot because this looks super better. Also, if you want another Vanilla Plus looking dirt, but you don't really like this, you can. Vanilla Tweaks has an options for like the dirt texture from Minecraft Dungeons, and ooh yeah, that swamp fog, it's super cool. And yeah, so what if we just, drop down over here? Yep. That is from the particular mod, and it's what I used earlier. And basically, it adds like water splashes and a bunch of other things, and you'll see like a water trail behind me, and that's from the Wakes mod. And yeah, and that sun texture, that's from Atmospherics. Super cool. And oh yeah, and look at the tree. It looks kind of different, but it also looks very vanilla plus. And yeah, and those special leaves, those special falling leaves, that's from Falling Leaves Plus. It's super cool. And so the wood, it has like this nice little border. That's from the Woods Perfected resource pack. And for the leaves, I'm using the bushy leaves option from well, Vanilla Tweaks. Yeah, Vanilla Tweaks. I don't know why it took so long to say that. And yeah, those are like, and also you'll see like my world looks a lot more vibrant than any usual Minecraft world. That is because of the simply no shading resource mod. Basically, it just removes shading from blocks and entities, and it looks super cool. And also, my fog looks much better, you know, it kind of like fades in. It's not super ugly like vanilla fog. That's because of the simple fog control mod. Anyway, I'll show my settings on screen. No, not Yuka's armor HUD. And let's go simple fog control. Yeah, so this is basically just all I've changed, and it's from, yeah, 15 and 90. Yeah. Now, let's move on to some other research packs with Chase the Skies ending this out, looking super cool. So here, you'll notice that I have a pig spawn egg in my hand, and it's 3D. That's from the Rethoughted Spawn Eggs pack, and you'll notice in my inventory, they're like 2D. And that's from the Spawned Eggs resource pack. So if we just, let's spawn a pig. It's animated, and it has floppy ears. That's from the Fresh Animations resource pack, and the floppy ears, they are from the Fresh Animations Details extension. And then, let's just spawn a bunch of pigs. Yeah, see, some of them have tusks, and, yeah, so that's super cool. And then let's go to Creeper. You'll notice that since we're on a beach, I think, it's like kinda desaturated a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, it has a different texture. It looks way cleaner, and the creeper is meant to creep up on you. You know, it's meant to blend in with the leaves. This blends in much better than the mess of pixels that is the regular creeper texture. So now, let's spawn it here in this plains. Alright, it's the same, but like there's biome variation. Like if I spawn it in the desert, I think that's a savanna. Let's go there. And look. Yeah, it's golden, like the savanna. And it's going to be like, it's going to, well, you can look at it. It's desaturated and it blends in so well. And then let's do like, yeah, let's do zombie. Yeah, bros like drift out. But they all have like different outfits, and that's because of the Better Zombies resource pack, which is also compatible with Fresh Animations. If we go and spawn them in the flames, they have different outfits. They get like from the default resource skins as well. And there's also a bunch of others. So I use like yeah, let's go to all like my mob resource packs. Better zombies, creepers, skeletons, endermen, spiders, and then I also use bosses refreshed and enhanced boss bars, and then some Drodes packs, and then 3D harnesses and emissive. And there's also Joyful Motions, which is the player animation resource pack I use. Now, Joyful Motions is probably like the best animation resource pack for the player because it has actual like sword swinging animations and stuff. So let's go to the tool section. And yeah, so let's get rid of those. And let's get like a diamond sword. And you'll notice that the wooden tools and the stone tools and all of the tools are like revamped. That's from the Fresh Tools and Weapons resource pack. And let's get like, I don't know, like an axe and like, I don't know, let's get a pickaxe as well. Where's the pickaxe? Where are the pickaxes? Huh? Oh, there. Alright, and let's get like a wooden pickaxe. And let's make it daytime. Set. Minecraft day. Burn zombies! Okay, wait, no, don't burn. Oh, it's lying. Alright, so let's look at these piggies. You see that? It actually has like a swing animation, unlike most other resource packs. And I think this is what makes it like the best animation resource pack for a third person. And it just looks so good. It has a sprint jumping animation. And let's get like a bucket of lava. Yeah, a lava bucket. And you'll notice that in my hand, it's kind of, yeah, it's 3D. It's 3D, and it has physics. Now let's light myself on fire. Alright. And yeah, you'll see it even has like a third person burning animation, which is super cool. No, 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 I don't want to do that. Alright, anyway. Let's go into the water and look at the swimming animation. Yep, that looks super cool. Also, this you see that the food in my hand, it's like 3D, and if I eat it, wait, it'll look better in first person. Yep. It also has an eating animation that's from Fresh Food, and it's just super cool. Hello. How are you? And basically, and you also see that my hands are animated, and this is from the Punchy resource pack, but I'm not just using Punchy, I'm also using some of its others. I'm using Punchy Refined and Hyper Punchy. So I'm using Punchy Refined for most of the animations, like the pickaxe animation, and so it looks, let's go into like survival. Yeah, let's go into survival. Yeah, so it's more get away from me. Get away from me, you little monsters. Ow. 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 Alright, I'm in the water, so I'm fine. Anyway, so look, the axe is like much cleaner, and the pickaxe is also like much cleaner and more variated. And then I also really like using the blocks. So for Hyper Punchy, I just use it for the block inspect animation. Yeah, Punchy also has inspect animations. It's super cool. So for the sword, I use default Punchy. For the pickaxe and pretty much everything else, I use Punchy Refine. And also Punchy Refine comes with some pretty cool default hand animations when you're empty. And I think it's the best hand animation resource pack. Obviously, I've customized it to my own liking, and you can also customize it to yours. And alright, I think that's about it. And yeah, so if you guys want to see like more like other resource packs that I use, not the main ones, and you want to see that, just comment and I'll make one. Just let me know if you want to see that. Alright, thank you. Bye.